Yeah, welcome everybody. I wish you a very nice evening right now. Thank you very much all for coming here. I'm your host for the next, I assume, 3 hours. We have 4 people over here, but I think we need about 3 hours. So please sit down, relax, and so on. I have 4 experts over here coming out of the navigation field as well as the autonomous shipping, right? They will tell you about a bit more about their latest products and services which they are offering to. Let me introduce myself in a first step. My name is Florian Visser. I'm the commercial publishing director at TAM Media, which is a publishing house based here in Hamburg, just around the corner. We are publishing a few or several professional maritime magazines like Hansa International, Binnenschifffahrt, Marine Forum, and Maritime Security and Defense. But I think that is absolutely enough about me.
On my first vessel as trainee, this was 2005, container ship Cap Finisterre, maybe some know, only 2,000 TU, so quite small. The navigation happened still on paper chart. And now, 2021, everybody uses, or not everybody, but let's say ECDIS is the standard. Just everybody talks about digitalization, but when we look on how we document navigation and operation of a ship, we mainly do it on paper. I know this is quite, maybe not quite true for every vessel, but on the main fleet, it is still true. So let's look back. Is that a problem? Logbooks exist since hundreds of years. Even the Portuguese explorers already wrote logbooks about their voyages. So is that a problem? Let's look at these small pictures here, and we see they are randomly collected, of course. You see directly that there are some entries which are not of right quality. So some are unreadable, some are not properly corrected, maybe some missing entries, maybe some false entries, we don't know. But to break it down, the quality of the logbook entries is hard currency against third parties. So if you have a properly filled and properly done logbook, you have a better standing to third parties than the other way around. The other aspect, of course, is that analog data cannot be used in a digital world. I don't have to say this in this room. I think everybody's aware of that. But for me, surprisingly, it is a common practice to photograph logbook pages and send it to the company, which is completely strange in our digital world. It is inefficient, it is error-prone, and user-unfriendly. So, what is the next step? As on paper chart to ECDIS, we think from paper logbook, it is now the next step to electronic logbook solution because it provides more options, more features. Here are some named: filter function, search function, link function, autofill, export, plausibility check, and I know this is a hot topic, alarm functions. There are too many alarms on a bridge, but also alarm functions. So let's have a look at one solution. Of course, I take our solution. There are some more on the market, I'm quite honest. But if you look at logbook solutions, you always have to carefully look what kind of logbook they provide. There are MAPO logbooks. These were the first logbooks, but there are only a few which offer a DEC logbook. And this is, for me, still quite surprising because this is, as a navigation officer, I say this, is the main document what we have on a bridge or on a ship at all. So let's have a look on the eLog. eLog provides secure logbook data at a consistent high quality. And how it is done, we have a nice picture here. Looking at the center, there's the eLog, and it's surrounded by security features and it's standing on a standard. Compliant to the ISO standard from 2019. So there's a standard for electronic logbooks, which our product is following. It's in a changing situation at the moment because there are some products, or let's say at least one product, our main competitor, NEPA, they started before the standard. So they don't fulfill the standard, but of course they have their market. But there's a standard and we comply it, we follow it, and for example, there's a mandatory hardware. So to go back to the security topic, the entries are tamper-proof by blockchain technology. There are some other options you can do different, but for our understanding, blockchain technology is the right tool for such a usage. Only personal users are allowed. So when every entry is connected to one user, and every user has a role, so he cannot do anything. The master, of course, has higher rights than an operator. This is also, of course, according to the standard. Automated data sensor feed provides continuous documentation. So looking at left up, IES or INS data can be used, heading, speed, position, weather data, whatever you have, you can feed in. Of course, manual data are possible. All entries which can be done in a traditional logbook can be done here. And last, we have a possible global data access via a cloud. So it's possible to access the data from shore at all time. So break it down. What are the main benefits using an electronic logbook solution? The main thing is that we reduce the operational risk by setting standards for documentation, independent of the operator, of the handwriting, of the situation, stress level, day or night, never mind. It looks always the same. So the quality is also the same. By using autofill function, the workload of the operator or the officer on board is minimized. And last, of course, because a digital solution, there's less effort or no more effort to transport anything somewhere in the world and bring a paper logbook somewhere. So it was short and hopefully interesting for you, but if you want to know more, you can visit our webpage, and you can use our demo version, which will be online in a few days as well, and you can see how it works. Thank you very much.
This is working? No.
Any questions so far?
Was my idea as well. Let me take. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Wenzel. Very interesting. Of course, after each presentation, it is absolutely usual to ask the audience if there are any questions out there immediately. Just as a short hint, we are going forward to run just a few short questions right now, and if you don't have time to ask right now, don't get in a hurry. You can ask the questions later on when we are going back to the panel discussions with all attendees as well. But, of course, you are allowed to ask your questions right now. Any questions? Oh, there's one question.
How do you facilitate the login as captain, chief mate, or so on?
I think the microphone is not running, isn't it?
1, 2, 3. How do you facilitate the login?
Oh, wait. I've been told that the microphone has to run, because otherwise the people which are following the live stream, they cannot follow. I'd like to give this to a professional. Yeah, running?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Do you have sound over there?
1, 2, 3.
So no questions? Use this one.
How do you facilitate the login? I'm worried if you give like a password and it's open, and then everybody will document as captain. So how do you facilitate the login?
I have to run fast now.
Each user has his own access, and there's an automated outlog. So after time running with doing nothing, you are logged out and need to log in again. And each user has...
Who was it? Yeah.
I think the question he had was a bit different, because it was not an auto logout, it was how to protect the system from having forced entry from an officer, for example. We have a wash handover, and the new officer do entries in the name of the previous officer. Do you have like a wash handover button that you say, okay, hand it over the wash, and then the new user needs to be logged in, so to make sure that the officer on wash is doing the entries and not the officer of the previous wash. I think this is how I answer this question.
Okay.
Dankeschön. Yeah.
We'll make it shorter. Still the same answer. Only you have your own username, and you cannot without your own access. So what you do is connected to you as a user. So this situation, what you name, is not possible, because after some minutes of not using, the page is closed, and you need to enter the user and your password again.
Okay, so is this working? So the user needs to log in all and over again. So every time he's scrapping the logbook again, he needs to log in again.
Correct.
Okay, good.
What about using Field Teams for this?
It's possible.
Okay.
There's one more question. I can run by myself.
Well done.
Thank you very much. I have a question which may be funny or not nice. You mentioned that you comply to the standard and corrected yourself that you will follow the standard.
No.
So what is the requirement to follow through?
We comply to the standard. Oh.
So, when I understand you correct, you need a gateway or something about how you process the data, what kind of hardware actually are you using?
Gateway is the correct word. We have a small computer. It's quite loud now.
But everybody can hear you.
We have a small computer on board, which is the hardware component, and the interface is a browser-based solution, so the input is done by, you can do by any tool what you have on board. We only have to put our gateway computer on the bridge and connect it, for example, to the AIS or INS.
You have to go on yourself, but they are working on the second microphone.
Okay. Some more questions. Of course, you are free to use the logbook just on the foyer.
Just say a few words to the acceptance of different flag states.
Thank you. Nice question. The flag state problematic it's not problematic. It's an interesting topic. We are approved by German flag, but if you're looking at electronic logbooks, there are different approaches by the flags. So Germany, they approve the logbook itself. Denmark, for example, they just allow electronic logbooks without further notice. Cyprus, for example, there they accept electronic logbooks, but the ship owner has to apply with this logbook, with the ship, to the flag. And last, for example, Panama just allow some special logbooks, but the owner still has to apply for. So there are like 4 options, but in the end, every owner can come and we will solve the flag. Not a problem, but we will solve the topic. Whatever his flag is, which flag he's using.
Any other questions?
I think he was first. Sorry.
Interesting for me is what feedback you had from the vessels which appear interesting ports in the world, let's say West Africa, Lagos, for example, with the electronic logbook, and are facing the authorities with the electronic logbook.
I'm waiting for this.
There it is where it all ends.
This is a nice, interesting question. China is the same. So far, we didn't have any ship in this area, but it's a standard. It's an international standard, so it should be accepted. But of course, you can export this information and print it out. You can print out any page and sign any page to avoid any problems like this. But logbook is a flag topic, not.
You just said that you're safe, yes? So you know how it is.
This is my answer. I cannot say this. We didn't try it out. So let's see.
Logbooks are used as evidence. So is that a printout page and I can sign? That will not case of any.
It's the same question like on ECDIS. It's the same question like on ECDIS since years. But you had a question.
Thank you. I had a quick look at the logbook installed in the hall. I noticed there was a dead logbook, no list. What other logbooks are included?
At the moment, we have a deck logbook, and we call it bell book. So it's a kind of filter function. So we have only the deck side of the logbook. And of course, next logbooks will follow other logbooks.
Engine.
For example, engine, MARPOL, all what is interesting. Please decide.
We have about 10 minutes more if there are any other questions. If not, I will have a question as well.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I have a question as well. Within your presentation, you also presented that you are using a cloud service. And when it comes up to a cloud service, and in our former discussion when we stand together after a coffee, you told me that this product can be also delivered to grey ships as well. But over there, you are using another standard. Over here you told us something about a cloud service, which of course usually is a problem when it comes up to cybersecurity matters and stuff like that. Is this a real matter for the customer or isn't it?
You mean the security topics?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. It is a topic. Our cloud, we use Amazon cloud services, so we do trust on the big supplier and hope for their security matters. But the access to the logbook on board is only read. You can only read. You cannot do anything else than read out the data. So the access on board is physically protected.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Yeah. Sometimes it needs just a single question and some other questions are coming up.
Keeping in mind that main data of the data logbook is coming with about speed, course, and so on, which are also recorded in VDR. Why do we need a data logbook in any case?
Because...
Is it working?
Hello? No?
Yeah.
Because you don't have access to the VDR from your office, so far I know. And it's not only about automated data, of course. AIS data you can get from satellites, so the AIS data is not the point. It's the point about any data about decisions on board, deviation, weather. You don't get any weather information directly from board. Depends. You can do, of course, but you do it also in the logbook. You can also use a reporting software, but the reporting software is not done like the logbook, right, all the time. So I say it's the logbook is the right tool for documentation. So let's make it digital and not use something else, some other tool, digital, just to bring the information ashore. Just use the right tool, right on hand. Maybe an answer? No?
Question not answered? Yep, I will come to you and you can define a bit more.
When we are talking about the future of navigation, and I think, yes, I understood autonomous shipping is the next topic we are discussing. So, of course, we need to go step by step, and we are not able to erase the data logbook immediately. But the question comes up, what are you doing on autonomous ship? All this decision-making records and so on. You're right, we need to have a record of the decisions taken, but next step further, how this will be on a fully automatic shipping.
This is not a tool for autonomous ship. This is a tool for officer on board. And I believe that the next century there will be still officers on board on the main fleet. Of course, as a supplier of navigation equipment, it would be for us it would be more interesting when we have only autonomous ships, of course. But this is not the truth. It will not be like this. There will be next centuries. There will be officers on the bridges, and they make decisions. And these decisions has to be documented. So that's why we have the tool. So it's not about autonomous shipping. This tool. But nice question. Thank you.
Answered? Nearly.
We could discuss further.
Yeah, I think later on we will find some time with a cold beer and you can discuss this a bit more. Okay. Do we have any more questions?
Over there. Can sit?
Yeah? Okay. Oh, right now we got a third microphone.
Hello, does it work? Yeah. So Pavel Kapyczewski, 7Cs customer support. So you mentioned that you work with cloud services, and that's of course interesting if you have internet connection and everything works fine. But we know that this is not true all the time. And you mentioned that you use equipment to install the software somewhere, like probably some PC. So what do you do about backup in case you don't store the data on the cloud services. And probably that's the most of the use cases that you have.
The PC or the gateway computer has 2 hard disks, so it's always doubled, the information. And this is also nothing special what we do, this is just according to standard.
Okay. When I will have a look to my watch right now, I will realize that you have done most of your work right now. But don't feel.
Of course, anybody can ask me any question in the foyer, and you are free to have a look on the software just out of the door, one of the PCs.
You're not safe and secure right now because we will find some time for more questions later on. But thank you very much.